Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans! To another episode of the internationally known it's Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and I have an LWF t-shirt in the background. Thanks, Lisa. Everybody LWF. But today, I have another awesome LWF wrestler that I got to add to my wall of fame because it's been a while. Because that wall of fame, a lot of people have been there, and the pictures need to be clean. I hate that. But I have Zach. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Zach. Welcome.
Cheers, Joe. Glad to be here.
Yes, got it backwards. There you go. That's better. Yeah. See, now you got to forget your fans to throw up the Z for you. Yeah, you got to throw up the Z. Welcome, Zach. So, if my internationally known fans, mainly my American fans, if they're not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Zak Wayne. I've been wrestling for about a year now at LWF. Absolutely loving it. I see there's a couple of people in the chat as well, like Josh. Josh been to a few shows and I've met. A bit of love from Lisa and James.
Welcome, Lisa. Lisa, see, look, there's your shirt. It's right there, right behind me. I'm wearing my polo. I got my polo on, but the shirt's right there. See, right there. It's on screen. It's awesome, Zach. So, who trained you? Who's your first trainer?
My first one, I started at Future Shock. So Sam Bailey did a beginner's course at Future Shock. I loved it. I joke because I always say, I took my first suplex and I did it, and I was like, wow, that was amazing. But yeah, shortly after, I was talking to a couple of people at Future Shock, and they recommended going down to LWF. They trained at both as well, so I went down to LWF, and I'll be honest, it's been like home, to be fair, since I've been there. Everybody's brilliant, so yeah.
Awesome. I'm very familiar with Future Shock. I forgot who I've had on the podcast. Sorry about that, but I can't remember which guest it was. Dang, I already took one bump. I'm gonna take another one to get off the plane at the UK, and I'd be like, "You little son of a!" It's gonna be like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Picture me like this with the funeral, with the death picture. You don't remember my name? Sorry. Yes, I'll do the screen. Get off the plane. You think at least I'll have the sign? They're all like cheering me, and then I just see someone just grab me and throw me into the plane propeller. But yeah, that the Future Shock, that name's been used a few times on Dudes at Ringside. But what was your first thoughts walking into the Future Shock's building?
Oh, it's nerve-wracking. I'm a little bit older than some of the ones that are in there. So when I first started, I was probably, I think, late 20s, early 30s. And I went for it, and I was thinking, you know what, I'll just give it a go, see how it goes. If I don't like it, it's a 4-week course. And I'll be honest, it was brilliant. Like I said, taking that first bump, that first suplex, I was just buzzing. I was like, can we do it again? It's just a feeling like I don't know, you can't describe it. It's strange.
Sounds like me. But mine, I got sucked into the pile of abyss of the Sister Abigail. But yeah, what was your first bump? Front bump or back bump?
It was a back bump. It was a suplex. Yeah, it was great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Everybody's asking me when is my next bump. I'm like, I don't know. If I fall down, that's my next bump.
Did you do it from a move?
What was that?
Did you do it from a move, you bump?
Yeah.
Nice. What move?
Sister Abigail.
Oh, sorry. Right. Oh, nice. Nice.
I took it like a champ. If you go back on Instagram and you watch that video, it's perfect.
Yeah, when we spoke about it before, just I know other people. We spoke before it was live, and yeah, when you said, I thought you just took the bump. I didn't realize it was from an actual move. That's cool.
Yeah. I was being Lucius Crow was the wrestler in the States. He was trained by Bray, and I trained how to do the Sister Abigail, and they chose me to interview him for the show, and he just gave the referee poor referee gets the sister Abigail, and then then I'm like, Lucius, why are you doing this? Why'd you do this? And he pulls me into close and says, he takes my glasses off, Zach, and says, I don't hit people with glasses, and just sister Abigail, boom.
Nice.
Instead of 1 life, I lost 2 lives.
No, that's cool.
Poor cat. He didn't see it coming. Oof. It was like, I was so gonna dub it and do like the end of when you die in a Resident Evil. Dun dun, you died.
No, I've never seen it.
Yeah, you gotta see it. It's on Instagram. I have to send it to you later. It was a very good experience, but then everybody, the crowd needed a little more pump. We needed a cheer because I heard people laughing. I was like, is it because I'm chubby or is it like I was acting odd? Like when I got it, they gave it to me. But awesome. So when it comes to like your shows, Zach, like do you like train differently on the week of a show, or is it like same old same?
Yeah, I suppose it depends who you're wrestling against, really, of how you're going to match up against that person, what you want to do, if you can do certain moves. And there's certain people that I probably couldn't do some moves to where I could do with other people. So yeah, I think it does depend. I know you got JD in the chat there, and he mentioned about it was over a year ago. I had my debut match against JD King, and but he's one of the people that I could match up with every day of the week because he's so athletic. You can do anything with. Like he'd give me a Faymaster from standing, and I was like, what? It's just you shouldn't be able to jump that high. But yeah, it's good.
It's awesome. Shout out to JD King. Hopefully I'm not breaking in kayfabe now. Whoopsie. It happens, here in Longitude's ringside. I had a female wrestler that's names I'm not gonna say. She came on the screen back in the day before a show, and the key didn't realize the camera was on, and she didn't have her makeup on, and I was just like,
yeah.
Uh-oh. I see your face. No. She's a really good character. That's what I'm gonna say is skeletons and spooky stuff. That's all we're saying. Awesome. So when it comes to your gear, Zach, did you come up with the idea of the whole Zak Wayne attire, or did someone help you put it together, or is it made by you, or is it made by some company or whatever?
Yeah, so I've changed. So my first set of gear, I got blue and white pants. I had a t-shirt with ZW on it, cut the arms off it, went for a little bit of, I was aiming for Kevin Owens, but it didn't really go that way. James has also got a Zak Wayne t-shirt as well. But yeah, so yeah, and then when I changed it and I went with some gold pinstripe down on the blue and white pants, still kept the blue and white theme. But yeah, that's the main. I want to get some new gear, but the only thing is I actually like what I'm wearing at the moment, so I probably should just keep what I've got.
You don't want to ruin a good thing, I think maybe you should go with a if you want to go a tribute to any wrestlers you liked as a teen, you can go an idea if you're a fan of Rey Mysterio, do a Rey Mysterio thing, the pants, the skater pants style.
I don't think I could pull them off.
No,
I don't have the charisma like JD King does. He could pull all that kind of stuff off, not me.
Okay. Is there any wrestlers that you think that you would take an idea from their gear?
Yeah, so again, like I said, I was looking at Kevin Owens because of the way he is, the way he goes, with the short sleeve t-shirts. I love that kind of stuff. I love the look of him. I think he just looks great. I'd love to say John Cena, but nobody likes a pair of jorts anymore, do they? So I love mine.
Got lots of fans in the chat, Mr. Zach. Got Let's Go Champ. We got what? We got his wearing his Zak Wayne t-shirt stuff. There you go. That's it. Zak Wayne. You got Michelle in the chat. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I normally Normally my 2:30 show, I'm praying to God someone's actually not sitting at home. And also, thank you for coming out on a Sunday, everybody. And it's kind of rough because it's the summertime. And so when it comes to like the LWF shows, do you guys do a lot of like outdoor shows, or do you do a lot of mostly indoor shows?
No, I think we've only ever done indoor shows, but I'm sure somebody can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. We did speak about it the other week as a bit of a joke. There's a bowling green at the side of where we do one of our shows, and we say, no, we should have it on there instead when the weather's nice. But in the UK, you can't really predict the weather, can you? So it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I've heard lots of stories from like my buddy Shorty. She has told me some horror stories about. She's like, "Oh, it's gonna be nice today. I'll wear a pair of shorts and a tank top." And she goes outside, looks outside, and it's just pouring.
Sounds about right.
Ugh. Yeah, you got another one. What's going on? Welcome. Pop chat. The chat, as they would say in the hood, man. The chat is popping today. Yeah. This. Are there any like wrestlers that are in LWF or people that are outside LWF that you would like to recruit that come to LWF to wrestle? Is there anybody you think of offhand?
Say that again. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, said it too fast. Hand was probably by the mouth. Instead of hand, insert hand in mouth, it's hand by mouth. Is there anybody that you've been watching on the scene that you want to see come to LWF that they've never been there before?
Yeah, there's a couple you see him about. You see Tony Wright's a big one on the scene at the moment, isn't he? I'm guessing you've heard of him because he seems brilliant. It'd be good to see him in LWF. Prince Pele, somebody I've trained with before. He's a nice guy as well. I'd love to wrestle with him at some point. But yeah, it'd be good to maybe get them two over.
You know who I want to see you wrestle?
Who?
I've been wanting to say this for a while. Jim Cena. You never heard of him?
No.
He's a wrestler that's in the UK.
Wow.
And he's said of John Cena, he's Jim Cena. James Cena.
Never seen him.
Yeah, he has the hat. He wears the hat. He wears like the John Cena type of shirt. And he wears the jorts. And he wears the high top shoes.
You know what? Why not?
Yeah, he's fun. And he comes out and I asked him, is it going to be due? Are you going heel? He's like, the world may never know, Joe. I was like, it's coming? Jim Cena heel turn?
That's cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. There's the other one that I would love to see it come in there. Maybe you could wrestle him. The Virus is another wrestler from the UK.
All right, okay. I've not seen him. No.
He's rough. He's not deathmatch, but he just does a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So is there any like limits within your wrestling that you wouldn't do?
No, not really. Do you know, I'd love to give a go to a few things. I unfortunately I couldn't make it was a bit of a tables, lads and chairs match not long ago, and I had to pull out of that unfortunately because I was unavailable. I was unavailable.
Zack versus Didi.
Do you know, I'd love that. That'd be brilliant, something like that. I don't think I could pull it off, but I'd love to give it a go.
You'd probably be laughing the whole time, Zack.
100%. Especially when I lose at the end.
Been trying to get Didi to answer their cell phone because Alfie wanted to join me on Dudes at Ringside, but she never got back to me. I think Didi told her no. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't be against something like that. Be cool.
Just be careful. Didi has tricks. Didi's very tricky. Like he sometimes he has weapons.
I should be careful what I say, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah. I'm not in my same room, so I don't have anything. Nope, no dolls in my studio anymore. I used to have pops in my room, and every time I mentioned the word Didi, I felt like the heads were all turning. I'm like nope. Oh, dang it. I have a statue there. It just turned. Oh, fish. You're not in water. You're not allowed to do that. But yeah. Is there like, are there any other places in the UK that you would like to travel to that you've never been to before?
For wrestling, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. Do you know what? I'd love to wrestle all over. I think I think it'd be great. We've done a few places, like we did Rochdale, which is a little bit further. I know at LWF we've done Lancaster. So I'd be open to doing anywhere, to be honest. I think it'd be great.
Awesome. At least it's chiming in now.
I don't know how we get that to work, Lisa. I have no idea.
Lisa just flashing the eyes with her camera, like that was one way Lisa could turn heel. Dream come true. But my dumb luck, it'll be when I come to the UK and they're like, Joe, we need you to do a spot to interview Zach. And then it's like, that's when you turn heel. Just like you pull the Lucius Crow, be like, Joe, I just need to tell you. As soon as I know when the glasses come off, something's about to happen.
That would be awesome.
But I would pray that my glasses don't shatter on contact. like, because he put him down really lightly. I'm like, I'm afraid someone's gonna step on them or I'll fall on them accidentally. So yeah. Money's on Lisa.
I'm not sure what you mean there, Andy.
Andy, welcome. Welcome, Andy. Yeah, this is so cool. I love the chat today. Chat's really live and vibrant. Big word. Do you like what is like your favorite snack to bring with you like before a show?
Oh, so I'm a nightmare before the show. I don't tend to eat before the show. I do it even if we wrestle later on in the day. I don't tend to eat a lot. But then as soon as I've finished, I will feast. I'll go to KFC or a Chinese and just get all sorts. So yeah.
Ooh, I love me some Chinese. What does Zach order on the menu?
Mate, every time I'm too predictable for that.
Oh geez, you order everything?
No, I wish. No, I always go for the salt and pepper, chicken, bit of rice, curry sauce, yeah. But every time, as soon as my match is finished, I go to the back and I'm like, oh, what am I going to eat now? And it's the first thing that's on my mind as soon as I finished.
Oh jeez. Me, I'm very, very not plain Jane, but I'll go after the boneless spare ribs. Love those.
Yeah.
I love boneless spare ribs, sesame chicken. My dad always gets General Tso's. I'm like, if I'm in the mood, that I'll get General Tso's chicken. But if not, I'm just going straight up boneless spare ribs set. And I love when they're the thick, fatty pieces of rib, even though that's so bad. But it's so good.
They're the best bit.
So do you like to dine in or do you like to eat there? Or if you bring it home, do you drink it with a nice cold beer or do you drink it with a nice big glass of water?
I'd love to say I'm the professional athlete, but yeah, it's probably with a beer as well. Yeah.
What is that beer of choice?
Maybe a Guinness. This is orange, by the way. This is not alcohol, but yeah, maybe it's just because I've got a Guinness glass. But yeah.
Guinness? Okay. Awesome. So do you have any fun stories from the ring or something? Like anything fun?
From the ring, one of the best things I think happened in the ring was it made me laugh. It was West Danger. He tried to do a spot with me and Reese, the referee, where we threw the belt to each other, and I was like, "What?" And anyway, when we threw it to West threw it to Reese. Reese threw it back to me and then took a bump. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And I'm just stood there with the belt in my hand while they used to lay on the floor. It was just one of the craziest moments I've been in a match doing. But it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It made me laugh.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. So what's the furthest you ever had to travel for a show?
Not too far. I said before. I think the furthest I've been to is Wales. It's only about an hour and a half away. Maybe around that, yeah. But that's probably the furthest I've been.
We're almost close to the record, Lisa. My bad, girl. I have to go in the hood. My bad, girl. My bad. Just make sure you don't accidentally share the link around. Lisa's gonna be like, "Can you send back your T-shirt, Joe? I accidentally sent it to the wrong house." Yeah. So I asked this to Lisa. What ballpark, if LWF ever had to travel to the States, would you take that trip and go like a United States tour and go do? Would you go?
I'd love to do that. Yeah, I've just seen what the Lancashires have done. It just looks so cool. I think that's absolutely phenomenal. Can't get the word out. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Love it.
I'm actually working on having them on the podcast when they come to the States. Like I am, ever since they collab with me on that date, I panicked. I freaked out. I was at work and I went on break and I was like, okay, what is this? Oh my God, they did it. Like nobody listens to me. Wrestlers go, I want you to come to my show, come to PPW. Okay. PPW is like looking over the fence, like, don't listen to him. He's stupid. I'm not stupid. You're stupid. I'm internationally known. I get looked at like I'm a goofball at the shows anyway. Even though I got one good credit when I went to that High Grounds. The first time I was there, I went to the meeting. I've never been to the meeting. You know, the meeting before a show. And they were like, and this is Joe Panther the Third, and he's internationally known. And I'm just like, and they all stared at me like, and I'm just like, don't. Oh God, Zack versus The Rock.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fair matchup.
A good match.
Yeah, we put on a banger.
Yeah. Like, have you ever thought of doing like a like intergender like tag team with anybody in LWF? Who would that be?
Yeah, so my last tag team match I had was an intergender one with Betty Blaze. I know she's been on here as well.
Oh yeah, I know Betty. Haven't seen her in a while. How's she doing?
Good, yeah. In fact, it's a birthday today, so shout out to Betty Blaze. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Betty Blaze. I wish she was in the chat. Everybody throw your fireballs in the chat for Betty Blaze. I can't sing the song copyright.
Yeah, so last with Betty Blaze. I've tagged with Maddie before. But yeah, it's been good.
I would love to see either of those young ladies to come to the States because like they're both rising stars. And I've told people in the States about us. Like I told people, I said, when she becomes 18, she's gonna travel and the world's gonna know how awesome Maddie is. Like it's so cool to think that a young star like her came from an LWF. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's really good. She does the training on a Tuesday night, and I went last week. I remember doing the training, and some of the newer guys were sat around listening to her, and I was like, you know what? She's got so many years of experience here, and she's 18. It's crazy.
Yeah. So is for you with wrestling, do you ever go back and look at some of your older like videos of you when you first started, and you compared to, like, you ever go back and watch like old footage and go, wow, can't believe I didn't do that move like now.
Yeah, I watched one the other day. In fact, it's funny actually, because Andy said, what's the closest place you've wrestled to home? And there's one it's literally about a minute away from my house that I wrestled last year. And I went back and I watched the match the other day. And I was watching it, I was like, oh wow, this is something. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the match, but looking at the way it was, I was like, I could have done a lot better. Do you know what? I'm critical of all my matches when I look back at them. But yeah.
That's like the thing, like with you guys, with your matches, like I know there must be times that you look at your matches and you're like, oh, well, I'm never wearing that outfit again, or I'm never gonna like do that move again. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of times I know you guys, you look at stuff that you've done in the past and you're going, why did I do that move? What was I thinking of when I did that?
Yeah, I know. That's it. When I look back and I do, some of them I was like, just wasn't what I expected it to be. But yeah, it's fine.
Do you ever like pack a bag for when you're at a show and like you always think you're gonna forget something? Have you ever forgotten part of your gear?
Do you know what? The jacket, you know the photo that you've got where I've got my arms out?
Yeah.
I don't know where that jacket is. I've lost it.
Oh no.
So, I've not had it for about 4 shows now. I've just no idea what I've done with it. But yeah, it's always little bits, nothing major, nothing that I couldn't do without. But yeah.
Oh God! Like I've heard stories that wrestlers they forgot their trunks, and they had to ask a friend, and they used like a pair of good thing. I forgot who it was. Good thing it was a female wrestler. Good thing their friend had like a pair of blue leggings,
Yeah.
and the fans she wears like I think she wore like blue like green like a light greenish blue boots, and the girl had the blue trunks and they fit her, and she's like glad thank God my friend came to that show that night, and or I would have been wearing a pair of green shorts.
Yeah,
Like,
I always take my old gear anyway, just in case. But Andy mentioned in the chat there when I faced Isaac North, he wears face paint, and because I wear a white top in the match, I was absolutely covered in the face paint. So after the match, I was in a rumble at the end of the show. So for the rumble, I changed my t-shirt because I was expecting to wear the same gear because it was pretty much straight after each other. But I had to change my t-shirt, so I was just covered in all the makeup. But yeah.
that's why you got to bring baby wipes and put them in your bag.
Yeah, should have. Rookie mistake.
Has there ever been a show with LWF that the back room is so big that you have to stay out, so you feel like you got to be out of the backstage area?
What you mean? Because there's so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it weren't so much at LWF. That one show that I mentioned there, and when the Rumble was on, there was just so many people. So I tend to just move out of the move out of the place, try and find a little space on my own to go through my match. But it's easier said than done sometimes when people are walking about. But
Yeah, the show I was at, the first one I did in Mayfield, the backstage area was just a hallway, one room, and a staircase down, and then a door to go outside.
Yeah.
And the whole beginning of the show, I was outside. I didn't even go. I was outside because the wrestlers all wanted to interview with me, or we were just chit chatting about things that are happening during the show. And at one point, I was just like standing in the middle of the hallway, trying to look over the guy's shoulder to see what was happening in Gorilla, watching the screen. Or I was sitting with the guy that does the music in Gorilla like this. Good job. Nice cue. Nice cue, man. No, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Like, have you ever watched a show like some of the matches in Gorilla and be like, wow, I can't believe that spot move worked?
Yeah. Do you know, it's great. It's great when we get the TV in the back because depending on when you're on, if you watch, excuse me, depending on when you're on, you don't get to see everybody's matches. So when there's a TV in the back, I love it because I'm popping with the guys like when they're doing the big moves. It's great. Then when they come in, you're like, oh, watch your match. It was brilliant. Whereas otherwise, you don't get to see it, until you watch the videos back afterwards. So I love it. I love when there's a telly in the back.
Yeah. Does LWF always have like intermission, or do you guys just go by like how many? What's a limited amount of matches that LWF does during shows?
The show itself's usually like usually about 6 matches, and then they'll do the first 4, have a break, and then have the last 2, and that's usually the setup for most of them. It does vary sometimes, with how many matches are on the card, but that's roughly what it is.
Okay. I was at the last show I was at in Scranton, only 5 matches. So
right.
like, yeah, we're short. we got out of there about like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that was early. I didn't have to I didn't ask me to help. So yeah. Then here you go.
Yeah.
So I know you're part of when you go to the shows, they ask you to stay. So what's the latest you ever got out of a show?
I'm not sure really. It depends how quick we get the ring down. We've been flying recently, but when you do it at some of the other places we're not so regular with, there was one. In fact, we're there in. Oh no, we're not. It's a different place. Sorry, there's one up in Toblerton. I think that's how you say it. And to get all the gear up and down, we had to go like 3 flights of stairs or 2 flights of stairs. So it was difficult getting all the ring, downstage. Crazy, but I don't think it was too late actually.
So the next day after a show, do you have a day off, or you go back to your regular job?
Yeah, so it depends what day it is, but yeah, if it's a Sunday, then on the Monday I'll be back in work as normal, do my regular job. If it's the Saturday, then obviously I'll have Sunday off. But I'm lucky. I sit at a desk anyway, so It's not too bad.
Well, Zach, if my fans want to pick up any of your merch, where can they find it?
So I don't normally do any merch. There's a few t-shirts. I'll give people t-shirts out. I'll give t-shirts out. I know a few of the lads in the chat. I've got some. But if anybody wants anything, obviously just drop me a message. I've got a t-shirt there that's good to go. But like I said, I don't sell it. I usually just give it out instead.
Okay. If there was any kids that wanted to get into wrestling like you did, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Don't think about it. Just go for it. I think you can sit there on the fence and not want to do it. You can think of a million reasons why you shouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, it's absolutely brilliant. I say just go for it.
Awesome. I want to thank you again. Thank you, Zach, for coming on the podcast. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, LWF, once again, for helping me out. But, Zach, we didn't break the record.
Oh, nearly.
We were almost there. We were at like 20. I saw 20, and I was like, oh, my God, we're going to break it. We're going to break it. We're going to break it. We're almost. We're scares, guys, just girls. I'm trying to grab an accent out of nowhere. Guys, share this link to everybody in your chat, even though you probably have done it already. Share it like 50 times after this episode goes off. But Zach, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you for everybody in the LWF. Thank you, Vinny, for coming out so late. I am Joe Panther III. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's Dudes at Ringside Podcast on Instagram, Facebook under The Real Dudes at Ringside, and follow. Don't forget to like this video if you love global independent wrestling. Zach, where can they find you on social media?
Zak Wayne PW on Instagram. That's my only social media that I use.
Okay. And I'm Joe Panther III.
And I am Zak Wayne.
And we will catch you in the next one.